if you will, our Wi-Fi, our sponsorship for Wi-Fi and content management here, okay? For the next few minutes, I'm going to share some information with you. Our IT department is going to share some information with you. Our Business Diversity and Development department is going to share some information with you. But what we want you to get out of this is just a quick overview of where this is all headed. This is a very, I don't want to say alarm anyone to think that it's a very complicated RFP, but it's a very in-depth RFP. So there's a lot of information, a lot of different components to it. And what you want to do is be certain that you get the information appropriately so you can respond effectively to what we're giving here. So the RFP to provide a turnkey solution for installation, operation, maintenance, management, and managed services is what we're talking about. Okay, what does that look like? You got advertising, you got sponsorship, branding that's associated with it. And when you look at that, there are three components. So this is the first of the three. So the advertising / sponsorship branding allows you to advertise on the Wi-Fi system, if you will. So let's just say you pull up the Wi-Fi, and the page, the splash page, may have advertising on it. It may be your brand sponsorship or your sponsorship branding opportunity there, just as an example. Excuse me. At the same time, sponsorship branding on information displays. So information displays, we talked about in the earlier presentation that, we're going to have awareness. We've got the information centers and what have you. There are going to be certain displays there that you'll be able to speak to from a brand awareness standpoint. So that's brand equity opportunities, if you will, okay? So today, for example, when you look at sponsorship branding, today, and I don't do very well with this thing here. Okay, here's, for example, Samsung today is one of our sponsors, okay? A sponsorship program that they have with us. And that sponsorship program allows them to put this kiosk in, and customers can utilize the services here from a power standpoint, and they got brand equity. The same over here, this is in Terminal D. We have two of these. These are our theater centers up in the mezzanine areas. Now, excuse me, let me share with you. In both cases here, you're talking about customer service. So you got customers here, passengers, if you will. You got passengers seated around. You got a multiplicity of televisions. Those are branded. The entire unit here is branded. It's branded Samsung, and there are opportunities there that are so far-reaching you can't imagine. The value is outstanding, okay? And it helps the airport we talked earlier about the aesthetics of what we're doing, brightening, lightening, if you will, making it more appealing. Well, when you stop and think about it, does this not bring appealing opportunities to our passengers? So let's just say that you in your Wi-Fi or sponsorship opportunity or content management delivery system are able to brand and help the airport at the same time. So it creates a win-win because you may provide something that, and I'll just say that, that you have a consumer product, and your consumer product that you want to promote, now we've given you the landscape, the wherewithal to talk to a multiplicity of passengers from many different ethnicities and income brackets and things of that nature. So a great opportunity. So it's also to provide a turnkey solution for the installation of a digital messaging / content management systems for, okay, let's talk about the flight information, which is here, baggage claim areas, baggage information displays, gate information display systems, directional information, and concession awareness displays. Go back to concession awareness displays where we talked about the touch screen in the information centers in the terminals, if you will. So branding again. So let's just say that, and I wish I had the slide, if you will recall, before we took the break, we showed the information centers where you had the curved information centers and the touch screens. Well, that could be branded. It could be branded if you will, your company's intellectual property and things of that nature. So great opportunity. Let's take another one. Here we have our giant video walls. This is in Terminal D, and you can't see it down here in this photo, not the sharpest photo, but that's branded Samsung. It's also branded DFW at the top here. So it's a co-branding opportunity, and it's, again, creating a win-win. We're providing the service to our passengers. You've got brand awareness. You've got an opportunity to really promote and educate your customer base just like we do the same. Because there are some advertising opportunities we just talked about that would be incorporated here. So, excuse me, and these feed banks, if you will, we, on this very last one here, you can't see it, but we actually provide information for our passengers relative to the different concessions. There may be a promotional activity that's going for a certain quarter or a certain month, if you will. Again, it provides the customer service. That's why we're able to offer this and serve it up as a sponsorship branding opportunity, because it makes a lot of sense. It provides a win-win opportunity. So it's also, we talked about from a content management standpoint, we talked about a digital service standpoint, Wi-Fi services, if you will, okay? Wi-Fi services to support mobile and smart devices. Well, I would be remiss to say, and I think we would be remiss to not face the fact that this is where it is. It's right here, mobile and smart devices. That's where the puck is heading. And all that we're wanting to do is get in front of it, remain in front of it, and allow those companies that find a value of partnering with DFW to capitalize on this opportunity. Phenomenal growth opportunity over the next 5-7 years, if you will. So let's talk a little more definitive about this, okay? The Wi-Fi and digital messaging content management will be completely supported by advertising, branding, sponsorship opportunities, okay? So in other words, this is going to, I've talked up to this point about how it creates a win-win situation, how you get branding out of it, awareness. Just think about the third busiest airport in the world, and you're able to partner with that particular entity, DFW, if you will, and what value does that bring to your brand? So that's what we're talking about here. Okay, the selected company will have the opportunity to advertise on Wi-Fi system, to, as we talked earlier, to serve up and share your products, your intellectual property, and sponsorship branding on all of these additional areas, if you will. So that's quite a bit of information that is being shared, because as people are walking, all that you're doing is you'll be able to keep your product and your brand in front of them. I go back to years ago, and not to call any particular company out, but years ago, because of their presence and their dominance in the marketplace, when people would say, would you bring me a drink? What would typically people say? Why? Because you found those red machines everywhere, okay? Now, don't discount the fact that, I mean, our sponsor is Pepsi, but I just want you to know, but that's what it was years ago, okay? So understand the value of where we are today in the airport industry. A lot of companies did not understand the value of advertising, if you will, with airports. But if you've got 58 to 65 million passengers annually passing through your concourse, okay, do you think maybe that's a sense of opportunity to be able to talk and educate the consumer about your products and services? That's what we're talking about from the relationship of sponsorship. So a lot of information here to be disseminated, a lot of infrastructure to talk to. So let's look at some statistics from a technology standpoint. At DFW, 61% of passengers access the internet while waiting at DFW Airport, okay? Of those, 71% have smartphones, This was a survey that was conducted by our marketing department, that we do ongoing surveys to assess how we go forward, how we strategize, and how we create opportunities, if you will. Of those that use the internet, 23% use Wi-Fi, okay? Now, and then 75% use cellular. So you got smartphones, you got Wi-Fi, you got cellular. So you got a multiplicity of areas. You got 3 key areas of which that you can capitalize on, okay? Not to mention what's about to happen. See, it's beginning with the end in mind. Where we are today is one place, but technology changes so rapidly, and much unlike myself, you guys are in the industry, and you guys live it every day much greater than we do, so you can tell us some things where it's headed. So as you strategize and look at where the real opportunities lie, if in the future, consider an entity like a DFW airport. That's what we're talking about. Okay, so at this point, we've kind of talked about the Wi-Fi and the holistic overview of our program, what the RFP is going to be asking for. What we're going to do is we're going to talk to you now about the content management overview. Then we're going to drill down more so into the Wi-Fi side of it from our IT department. So now we're going to ask our Assistant Vice President of Terminal Systems, Mr. John Parrish, to come up and share with you more information here.